Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to tell you about the song I Am Not Ashamed from our album A Sure Hope Hymns of Romans. And I'll show you how you and your church can sing this song together. I Am Not Ashamed comes directly from our original Romans album. It is based on Romans chapter 1 verses 16 and 17, where Paul proclaims that he is not ashamed of the gospel because it is the power of God to save everyone who believes, to the Jew first, but also to the Gentile. And this gospel is to be received by faith in Jesus Christ. Because it is so saturated with the gospel, it works well in a variety of places in a church service, but I'll highlight just two. The first is at the beginning of a service as a type of call to worship. As we, the church, gather together, it's good for us to remind each other of our mission, which is certainly to center our lives around the gospel. The second place in the service that I think this song works well is at the end as a benediction. So after the sermon, after the music, we dismiss each other into the world. And this song can be a way of encouraging us to proclaim the gospel to the world. On our original Romans album, this song comes back one more time at the very end of the last track, but it's slightly changed now. We add in the line, so the gospel now go and preach. When we perform this album, we want to tell all the listeners, all the people there, this gospel that you've seen and heard through the book of Romans. Now take it and proclaim it to the world. Musically, this song is pretty straightforward. Almost all of the chords are diatonic, which means they stay within the realm of the original key. On our album, we did this song in the key of D major, but you can also do the song in the key of C major, one step lower. That might fit better range-wise for your church. In the key of C major, the highest note is going to be the D. In the key of D major, the highest note is going to be an E. I'll walk you through the song in the key of D for you to follow along, and I'll start by playing the first verse here, and you'll see that it's just 3 chords for this. I am not ashamed, no, I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed of the gospel, for it is the power of God to save everyone who believes. Just D major, G major, and A major. We don't get any chromatic chords until later in the song, and I'm going to skip ahead to the third verse. The third verse starts off the same, but it ends with this little extension on this part where it goes, the righteous shall live by faith. And it's the chord on the word live, shall live by faith. This is an A sharp, fully diminished 7 chord. It's A sharp, C sharp, E, and G. In a chord like this, it functions to intensify the motion from the A major to the B minor. So it goes like this. And it just adds tension. That's just a passing chord between those two. If you find that this chord is hard for you to voice either on the piano or guitar or whatever, here's 2 ways that you can simplify it. The first would be to just play a C sharp diminished chord. That'd be C sharp, E, and G, and have the bass guitarist, if you have one, play the A sharp. So he'll or she will fill in that low note there, and you just do the upper 3 notes. And that will resolve nicely to the B minor as well. The second option would be to just play an A sharp diminished chord, A sharp, C sharp, and E, and leave out the G because the melody is going to have that. Shall live by faith, and as you resolve this chord to the B minor, it'll be fine as well. And that can make it maybe a little friendlier to the hands. This chord pops up one more time. It's actually in the instrumental interlude between verses 2 and 3. Now you could just nix that interlude altogether and do verses 2 and 3 right back to back. Or if you want to do the interlude, you could just use the chords from the verse 1 or verse 2 and simplify things. The way we have it laid out on the recording for our album is I reharmonize the melody there. It starts on a B minor, and then it goes to this chord here, which should sound familiar. It's the same A sharp, C sharp, E, and G. I spelt it differently on the chord charts because it functions differently. Instead of pushing up, it's pulling down now. It's going from the B minor, passing down to the D major over A. So the good news is the same chord you learned for the verse 3. This D over A then goes to an E major over G sharp, and this is our second chromatic chord in the song, but it's an E major chord that should work well for a guitarist, and just, put the G sharp on the bass, because we have this bass line from B to the B flat to the A to the A flat or the G sharp, which then falls down to the G major chord there, and that helps to tie all that in together. So that's the song, I Am Not Ashamed. If you visit our website, www.psallos.com, you can find the chord charts for all of the songs from this album online for free. And we also have available the songbook, which has the voice and the piano part notated fully for you. And we also have instrumental parts for some of the songs as well. So do check out our website, Psallos.com. Thanks for watching.
But also for the Greek is the God.